Pull the goddamn trigger, Iris.
No.
The man creepily shoves the candle right under the woman's hand. The woman stares at her charred arm, frozen in fear. Tears stream down her face, a clear sign of her terror. Get ready, because the latest 2025 American horror science fiction movie, Companion, is here to blow your mind. Iris is casually strolling through the mall when, out of the blue, she bumps into the insanely handsome Josh. Her heart flutters, and this is the happiest moment of her life. In no time, they're head over heels in love. Josh then whisks Iris away to a wild party at his friend's mansion. There are two other couples, Eli, all smiles with her boyfriend Patrick, and Kat, chatting with her Russian boyfriend Sergey. After a night of non-stop fun and wild dancing, Josh and Iris retreat to their room for a super passionate encounter. The next morning, Josh is still on cloud 9, raving about how last night was mind-blowing. Iris immediately suggests they spice things up in the bathroom, but Josh, clutching his head in pain, shakes his head. He's got a killer hangover and tells Iris to go enjoy the lake view. Iris is soaking in the peaceful beauty of the lake when, all of a sudden, Sergey always loves to hit on pretty girls. He comes over in a bathrobe, plops down beside Iris and says hello. Iris greets him awkwardly and tries to slip away, but Sergey stops her. Then he takes out sunscreen wearing a big smile and says their delicate skin can easily get sunburned, asking Iris to apply it on his back. Iris cringes inwardly, but knowing he's the villa owner, reluctantly takes the sunscreen. As she's carefully applying it, Sergey's hand shoots out, grabbing her wrist. He spins her around, wraps his arm around her waist, and plants a forceful kiss on her lips. Shortly after, Iris stumbles into the villa, covered in blood, her eyes blank. Everyone freezes in shock. Turns out, when Sergey tried to force himself on her, Iris, in a fit of rage, smashed a wine bottle over his head. But when he woke up, he lunged at her, his hands around her neck. In a split-second decision, Iris pulled out a pocket knife and sent him to his doom. Iris is trembling, still in shock from the attack, when Josh suddenly steps in. He recites a strange command, and in an instant, Iris's eyes roll back.
Iris, go to sleep.
They quickly tie her up and everyone stands around, dumbfounded. Josh says they can only call the police. After waking Iris up, Josh takes a deep breath and calmly reveals, "Iris, you're not human, you're a robot." Iris's eyes widen in disbelief. Josh has to prove it right then and there.
You're joking.
Iris, what's the weather?
It's currently 72 degrees with an 83.
It turns out Iris is a high-tech companion-type robot Josh bought just 3 days ago. The company delivered her in a sleek box, explaining that the robot has no idea it's not human. It follows strict rules, no hurting people, no lying, and Josh can control everything from her voice to her IQ right from his phone. There's even a factory reset switch behind her ear if he ever gets fed up. Josh shelled out a fortune for this robot girlfriend. He set up a connection with her, choosing a first love memory to program into her. He was a bit puzzled at first. How could a big company mess up her front tooth? But hey, her looks and figure were still top-notch. And since then, Josh has been living it up at home, having the time of his life with Iris. But when Iris hears the truth, she's devastated. She begs hard to always be Josh's lover. Just then, Kat storms in, yelling, "Josh, what are you waiting for? Turn her off!" And that's when we realize it's all been a carefully plotted scheme. Iris, quick thinking, grabs a knife and cuts herself free. When Josh returns, she waits for the perfect moment. Then she punches him in the neck. She snatches the control phone and dashes out of the villa right in front of Eli and Patrick.
Shh, baby, on the phone. I can't hear.
To track down Iris, Josh has to come clean to Eli about his plan with Kat. In this crazy future world, getting a smart robot girlfriend is as easy as ordering pizza. Josh, a hacker extraordinaire, secretly unlocked Iris's attack restrictions and ordered her to target Sergey. Sergey is no ordinary person. He's a Russian gang boss, and his house is full of cash. The $12 million in the safe is their target. Josh announces that everyone gets a share, $4 million each. Eli gets angry when he hears this. What about his lover Patrick's share? Josh says, "Come on, he's a robot."
Patrick, go to sleep.
Dude, you trying to sabotage my relationship? No.
Iris, now in the woods, turns on the phone. She's curious and starts fiddling with the settings.
Hello?
Hello?
When she sees the IQ setting, she doesn't hesitate. She cranks it up to 100%. Now, she's got to figure out her next move. Hitchhiking's out of the question. She's covered in blood. And walking home through the mountains? That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Welcome home, Beep Boop.
But then, she has an epiphany. This phone can not only control her body but also unlock Josh's electric car. She races towards the parking lot. On the way, she spots Eli and Patrick searching for her. She hides, eavesdropping on their conversation. That's when she hears Josh's whole murderous and thieving plan. Just as Eli and Patrick are getting cozy, the phone rings. Iris takes off, but Eli is quick. She catches up, and they end up rolling down a hill, struggling for a pistol. In the chaos, a shot rings out. Eli lies motionless. Iris finally makes it to the car, but there's a catch. The car needs voice recognition to start. She has an idea. She takes out the phone and starts adjusting her voice. After multiple tries, she finally nails it.
Home! Drive home!
The car roars to life, and she speeds away. Iris hasn't driven far when the car suddenly starts blaring an alarm. Then, it automatically pulls over to the side of the road. Turns out Josh got a phone and remotely activated the car's anti-theft device. Soon, Iris gets a call from Josh. He's all fake nice, honey-tongued, saying, "Baby, come back. We can go back to our happy life." But Josh has no clue that Iris has maxed out her IQ and has already seen through his scumbag true colors. After being rejected, Josh immediately realizes that if Iris gets away, all his dirty deeds will be exposed. Game over for him. So he heads back to the forest in a hurry, takes out Eli's phone, unlocks it with facial recognition, and inserts a USB drive to install his hacker program. Then he gives orders to Patrick, who's just standing there in a daze. Bring Iris back, no matter what it takes. Josh looks at the gentle-looking Patrick and simply cranks up his attack attribute to 100% too. Do AI robots have feelings? Patrick is still immersed in the grief of losing his owner. He stands there, not budging an inch. Josh has no choice but to pick up Eli's finger and force reset Patrick to factory settings. On the other side, Iris is still struggling in the car. Just then, a police car passes by. The cop gets out, his eyes widening in shock as he sees Iris covered in blood. He immediately draws his gun to arrest her, but Patrick, who's now had his skills unlocked, is approaching at a breakneck speed. His combat power is ridiculously high. With just a few powerful punches, he sends the cop to meet his maker. Iris tries to escape, but Patrick picks up the phone and instantly makes her collapse to the ground. Back at the villa, Kat is complaining that Josh's plan is full of holes when she suddenly spots a police car pulling into the yard. They watch in disbelief as Patrick carries Iris back. When they peek into the trunk and see the cop's body, they're left dumbfounded. Their faces pale. The out-of-control robot has already killed 3 humans. The situation is spiraling out of control. Kat can't take it anymore. She's ranting about Josh's lousy plan while filling a suitcase with cash, planning to escape alone. Josh is confused. "We took down the bully Sergey. That's doing society a favor, right?" Kat reluctantly admits, "I lied to you. Sergey wasn't a gang boss at all. He was just a rich guy in the farming and ranching business." Josh orders Patrick to stop Kat from leaving, but to his shock, Patrick lunges at Kat and stabs her. Kat crumples to the ground, leaving her there forever. Josh decides to celebrate his chance to pocket the huge sum of money all by himself. He arranges a sumptuous candlelit dinner, telling Patrick, "Open that bottle of 1982 Lafite." Then he wakes up the sleeping Iris and asks her to join him to have the last dinner together. But when Iris wakes up, her words are like daggers. Each sentence pierces Josh's heart as she exposes all of his crimes one by one.
I know that you have a below-average-sized penis. The fact that you are just a sad, bitter, weak.
Josh is left speechless, unable to refute her accusations. His face turns red with anger, and in a fit of rage, he opens his phone, zeroing out her intelligence completely. And he doesn't stop there. Josh commands Iris to raise her right hand. He uses the candle to create a special barbecue dish for the dinner. Finally satisfied, Josh tells Patrick to put out the fire, and he hands him a pistol, ordering Iris, "End this, now." Finally, Josh notifies the Empathics company to send someone to clean up the mess. He makes up a lie that Iris went out of control and was shot dead by the police. He even makes Patrick act as a cop to testify for him. Sid, the bearded guy, is completely confused. A robot malfunctions, and the police just happen to show up at the scene? That's too coincidental. Just then, Sid's young deputy, Teddy, looks down and sees that Iris's head was just pierced. Sid casually says, "As long as you go back to the car and power Iris on, you can retrieve the hard drive footage in her belly. Everything will be revealed." Josh's face turns ashen. This computer genius didn't know he had to destroy the hard drive data, but it's too late now. Two workers are about to drive away when the robot Patrick suddenly blocks the car.
He's a god.
At the same time, Iris also wakes up in the car after being rebooted. Teddy runs away in a panic. He accidentally discovers a big pile of corpses that Josh has hidden there. Then he's still held at gunpoint, about to meet his end. Iris shows up in time and stabs at Patrick with an electric stun baton. But because her system was rebooted, Iris is restricted by the principle of not hurting people and can't directly attack. So Iris tries to wake Patrick up with memories instead. Eventually, Patrick is touched. He slowly puts the electric stun baton in his mouth and follows his beloved Eli. The rescued Teddy is extremely grateful. Iris has an idea and asks him to do one thing to repay her. Josh is busy packing up the huge sum of money in the villa. When he suddenly hears a noise in the living room, he goes over to check and is shocked to see Iris standing there, perfectly fine. She proudly tells him that the workers have completely freed her. Josh panics and opens his phone. Sure enough, Iris has disconnected and he can't control her at all. But just as Iris is about to pull the trigger, that warm memory makes her hesitate. Josh seizes the opportunity and snatches the gun back, aiming it at Iris's belly where the data is stored. He's sneering and babbling on with the classic villain monologue, giving Iris a chance to fight back. She picks up the electric wine opener from the dinner. With a swift motion, she sends the scumbag Josh to his doom. Finally, Iris runs off into the distance with the huge sum of money. She says the two happiest moments of her life were the first time she met Josh and the time she killed him. Companion is a 2025 science fiction thriller. Although it's about robots, it actually reflects the situation of women in real society, from being forced to fit the perfect companion image expected by society, to finally having their self-awareness awakened and being able to decide their own fate, just like what Iris has shown. On the road to freedom, every brave choice is an important step towards the true self. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.